the devastation from Saturday's tornadoes. Tonight, we know the tornado that killed 6 people in Madison County was an EF4. That's the tornado you're looking at right there, with winds as strong as 170 miles an hour. The National Weather Service says it was up to 800 yards wide, and it was on the ground for nearly 70 miles.
It first touched down southwest of Winterset, went near Norwalk in Warren County, hit the area of Polk County between Runnels and Pleasant Hill, and finally just lifted outside of Newton. And today, Governor Reynolds added 9 more counties to her disaster proclamation. It now includes Adair, Decatur, Jasper, Lucas, Polk, Tama, Warren, and Wayne counties, as well as Madison County. People in those counties are eligible for state assistance for cleanup and recovery. Now, this is new video today from Sky 8 showing the damage at one of the worst hit areas in Madison County where those 6 people died. It's harder to tell what it is under this blanket of snow. Here you can see a hole in the ground, the basement of a home ripped away in the storm, and the storm tore off walls of other buildings. You'll notice you don't see people out cleaning right now. The snow makes it dangerous because they can't see if they're walking on something dangerous. And KCCI's Cynthia Fodor is live south of Winterset with the latest. Cynthia?
Well, Scott, you can see this pile of personal items, everyone important to the family here. Volunteers pulled this out from under the rubble. It's now covered in snow, including a plastic snowman. The volunteer army, though, was canceled today due to the 5 inches of snow, as you said, making what's already a mess more of a mess here. Some volunteers came anyway, armed with chainsaws and their helping hands. They are trying to ease the pain of families mourning the loss of their neighbors. We met up with Raymond Baisley, who did not want to go on camera, but showed us what's left of his house. He lost his wife, Melissa, his son-in-law, Mike Bolger, and 2 grandchildren, ages 2 and 5 years old. The family had come from Kansas City to visit their grandmother this weekend. He tells me the family huddled together under a stairwell, and they were trapped under rubble for 5 hours. Only 4 of 8 of them survived.
That was very devastating and very hard on all of us, just because so close, and for us, it's just a unbelievable tragedy that half of her family's gone in an instant.
Now, friends are trying to help Curie Bolger, who lost her husband and 2 young children. Her oldest son did survive, and she also lost her mother. They say she is now in the hospital and has undergone a number of surgeries, with more surgeries to come. And they've set up a GoFundMe page to help with medical and funeral expenses. That page is Help the Bolgers During a Time of Need, and this is certainly a time of need. Here live in Madison County, Cynthia Fodor, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Heartbreaking. Cynthia, thank you. We caught the tornado on camera near Norwalk. Warren County Emergency Management tells us the damage is significant. They're estimating about $20 million in damage in the county, but that could go up. The south and east sides of Norwalk were hit the hardest, but most of the city was spared major damage.
Take another look at the path of the tornado as it moved through Polk County. You can see it was just miles away from hitting the heart of the city. The storm did cause damage on the very southeast side of Des Moines near Army Post Road and the Highway 65 bypass. Several roads are still closed tonight. Large power poles down, and the Yellow Bank State Park is also closed. Residents can take debris to the landfill as long as it's sorted. Now, the tornado's path ended just north of Newton, 35 miles east of Des Moines, more than 69 miles from where it started in Madison County. The north side of Newton saw some damage. We saw part of the roof ripped off the TPI Composites building, damage to the fence, the sign, and the screen at Valley Drive-In, and plenty of debris. No injuries were reported there.
Now, this was the first EF4 tornado to hit Iowa in 9 years. It's also the second longest tornado path since 1980. A tornado in 1984 stayed on the ground for 117 miles in southern Iowa, and it's the deadliest tornado since an EF5 hit Parkersburg in 2008. 9 people died that day.
Southern Iowa was also hit hard Saturday. The tornadoes caused damage in Wayne and Lucas counties. We have learned the name of the man killed in the tornado that went through Red Haw Park. He is 40-year-old Jesse Theron Fisher of Sheraton. Jesse was staying in a camper with his uncle Gary after their home was severely damaged in a fire back in January. Gary was also inside the trailer at the time, but he survived.
In Wayne County, an EF2 tornado traveled 7.5 miles in 10 minutes, starting southwest of Allerton and ending northeast of Corydon. No one was injured, but again, Wayne County residents are eligible for state assistance. And one question we're hearing all over Iowa is, how can we help? Well, we will tell you plenty of ways to do that coming up later in this newscast.